already filmed this video once, but it broke for some reason. Okay, the topic for this week is movies. It didn't go through the usual methods of selection, but nevertheless we didn't have a topic, so Sarah picked one. And when people ask me what my favourite movie is, I always say to them, well, I have 5, and they always say, oh, I only wanted to know your favourite film. I didn't want to know all 5 of them, but I didn't really want to know that because I'm just making conversation. But still, I don't have it. I have 5 which are completely on par with each other, and they are The Lion King. Beautiful, beautiful film. I know it like all the words. I'm a big Disney fan, as some of you probably know, after that epic Disney chat we had, and I can just watch the film over and over again. It always makes me feel the same way. Number 2 is The Shining. Just so artistic, it's one of those few films where the writing and the cinematography and the directing and the production values and everything just comes together. My favourite horror film by far, and the only horror film that makes the list. Super suitably creepy and also just genuinely artistic, and it's just a feast for the eyes. Speaking of feast for the eyes, Edward Scissorhands is 3rd. These are not in any order, but these are the 5. But Edward Scissorhands number 3. Beautiful. I'm a big fan of Tim Burton, and I think Edward Scissorhands is the pinnacle of his work. Johnny Depp's incredible in it. It's funny, it's charming, it's visually enticing. Love that film. Love that film. Number 4 is Pulp Fiction. The best written film in my opinion. Like, no one writes dialogue like Tarantino. One of the things he said when he was talking about his dialogue, he was like, well, gangsters don't talk about gangster things, they talk about mundane things. And Tarantino makes the mundane compelling, extremely compelling. Again, like, the features of these films, like my favourite films, I can watch them over and over and over and over again, and they never tire for me. And 5th, Princess Mononoke. It's a film by not Tetsuka, that's the other guy, Hayao Miyazaki, one of my favourite directors. It's an anime film. He also did Spirited Away. I have a tattoo based on Princess Mononoke, based on the forest spirits in Princess Mononoke, and here is that. You can see that maybe. Okay, cool. Yeah, and that is number 5. Beautiful film. Yeah, so go and see all of them. Now, as I just said, one of the things that makes them my favourite films is the fact that I can watch them over and over again, even though the first time the story's been, when I watch them the second time and the 100th time, it's the story is irrelevant anymore. It's the different things in it, the music, the visuals. It's the things that I can come back to over and over again, and they're still going to make me feel a certain way. They're still going to make me feel really good about myself, or they're going to make me feel sad or scared, and they're going to make me feel something, like the visual techniques. Now to the title. Sarah, whilst I agree that Avatar has a very mediocre story, the story isn't terrible and it's not groundbreaking, but it's very mediocre, but I completely disagree that the visual effects, like, they're not good because they don't enhance the story. The story is a part of a good film, but for me, I don't care if Avatar had a story written by a 3-year-old. The film would have still made me feel the same way just because of the visual effects. Like, they made me feel, like, and for me that is the most important thing. Like, it just made me feel like the grandeur of it, and it made me transcend out of the cinema. I was on Pandora, and there's a vibrant colours, and it was just a visceral treat, and it would have made me feel that way if it had had the best story in the world or the worst. Yes, the story's a part of it, but ultimately, for me, Avatar succeeds with flying colours without the story. Now, Room Fighters. There is a meeting tomorrow, as there usually is, and I will be there, and basically, as you will have seen, about 5 people have posted videos over the last 3 weeks, and that's not cool. So we're going to have a meeting to discuss, well, what's going on, who still wants to do it, who doesn't want to do it anymore, and maybe like a general future direction, a change in direction maybe, for the Room Fighters channel. So be there tomorrow. If you can't be there, make sure you send us an email, because there very well might be some rescheduling things going on, so make sure you're there. Thank you very much. Oh, 1 take, well, no, 2nd take, but all in one. Okay, goodbye.